Kim Kardashian gets candid on what it's like to co-parent with father of her four kids, Kanye West, as well as the last time he actually visited with the kids, her daughter Northwest's reaction to the comments from bloggers and some of you guys out there commenting on how she dresses, as well as what North actually confessed to her mother. But before we get into all of that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell. Now get into this intro, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Well, we need her. Yeah, yeah. What's up, guys? So Kim Kardashian was on the Call Her Daddy podcast with Alice Cooper. Make sure you guys go over and check that out, where she was asked what it's like to actually co-parent with father of her four kids as well as her ex-husband, rap superstar Kanye West. Now, we all would have assumed what she's about to say next, but I want you guys to take a listen and we'll talk about it on the other side.
It's not easy. But I mean, I raise the kids, full time. They live with me, and I welcome a great, healthy relationship with my kids and their dad. And I think, he knows that. I push for it all the time, but I also protect them when, it's time for that. And it goes in waves and phases, and it's, you know, a lot of work. But like I said earlier, like I have the best memories and the best relationship, with my dad. And even like I love that, I see Tristan puts, their kids to bed every night and takes them to school every day when he's not, in season. So I just welcome healthy relationships, but it's not easy.
It's not easy. I believe her. Listen, guys, allegedly, I'm just going to put that out there. Everything is alleged. But Kanye West, if I'm not mistaken, was diagnosed with bipolar disorder some years ago. And if you guys follow him, or hell, if you ain't living up on the rock, you all already know that Kanye West goes off on his famous rants whenever he feels like it. And listen, if that was Kanye around the corner, then it probably would be a headache and aggravating it, but it wouldn't be as bad as it being Kanye West, the rap superstar, who decides to get on Twitter, hell, your local news, and everywhere else he can with these very public rants when he's going through an episode of bipolar disorder. So I just could not imagine, because you guys know, on that level, it's magnified 20 times, 100 times more. Because again, it's not just Kanye from around the corner, it's the superstar. So it's all over the place. So I just could not imagine the headache. I'm sure it's hard, as Kim stated, it's just an understatement. But listen to the last time Kim said Kanye actually visited with the kids.
Whenever he'll call for them and ask, it's probably been a couple months since we've heard from him. But
How do you handle, because it's all on you in those moments, the disappointment, if any, from the kids? Like, how do you explain those moments to them?
they always knew that he had a big life traveling before and was always on tour and all of that. So it's and that he lives in different countries all the time and loves to live all over the place. So, we manage it really well. Like they love like their life and their routine and their schedule. And I think just their job as their mom is just to make sure that they stick to their routine and they're healthy and happy. And, you know, look, it's not easy no matter what, co-parenting with anyone, and I think that the one thing that just gets me is that there's this narrative that like I keep the kids. I've never once, away from him. I've never once done that. And like there's been so many times where I've been like, I just want to show all of these texts. What are you talking about? Like it's been, we just haven't heard. I begged them, to go hang out or things like that. But it's more of just the narrative that like I think it's all good and we're living our life, and then I just wake up and there's all these tweets about how I've kidnapped the kids, and I'm like, it's not a kidnapping, it's a divorce.
Hmm. It's not a kidnapping, it's a divorce. I feel like she should air his ass out one good time and he'll leave her alone. But I get it. She wants to protect her kids and protect their image. I get it. So she does not want to do that because, of course, you guys know it's not healthy to air your kid's father out in front of them, even though some of y'all do it any damn way. But that's not really a good thing. And most good parents, and not to say that those who do it are not good parents, but majority of the time, really good parents try their hardest to protect their kids. So they sacrifice their own feelings just to make sure that that kid does not think hard of the father. But one thing for fact and two things for sure, as they get older, they will eventually see who he is. And there's not much else that you can protect them from. Trust me. Kids, you don't have to say a word. They will eventually figure it out. One thing about children, they are very honest. We all know that. And they're very, very intuitive. And today's kids are not like the kids when I was a kid in the in the 1900s, in early 2000s. These kids have access to a lot of technology. And so they know a little bit more than we actually give them credit for. And especially those kids who live in the spotlight under a microscope, like Kim Kardashian and Kanye West kids. I'm sure they've seen it somewhere, whether intentionally or non-intentionally, they've seen their father's rant. And so they know what's going on. And with that being said, listen to what Kim said that North confessed to her. Take a listen.
I mean, my kids, I say such positive things about their dad that like North had to say to me, Mom, I think you go upstairs and like, cry at night. Like, it's okay. Like, it's time to move on. You need to have a boyfriend now. Cause like, and I'm like, wait, what? It's like, it was, what? I cry? Like, no, I'm getting a massage like upstairs. What do you think is happening? And I was like, oh my God, I say such positive things all the time. And I'm like in the car, if they want to listen to music, like as hard as it is for me, like I want them to think the best things, And so she was just like, you know, like, like they say that, So I'm just like, okay, I got to give it.
I told you. These kids, they know more than what we give them credit for. A child will always know when something is wrong with their mother, whether they say it or they don't say it. You will always have that feeling because let's face it, you came out of your mom. You share some of the same cells with her. So and you get that feeling when something is not right with your mom. But again, these kids are not crazy. They are not blind. They see it. They see it on the news. And she also sees that her mother needs a boyfriend. Okay. Go ahead, Kim. Get on back out there. But if you watch the podcast, Kim does get into how hard it is to date because a lot of people don't want anything to do with her ex-husband. Northwest apparently has been watching what y'all had to say about her outfits and listen to what North had to say.
She's like really mature in one sense where she'll be like, Mom, I saw this and like, I don't really care that they don't like, if someone says they don't like my blue hair or like my, like this or that. And she's really confident and is like, I probably wouldn't be hanging out with those people. Like if you saw like, what did they look like and what are they wearing? And I think like any mom of a teenager or a preteen, unless you've been here, like, please, we just need a little bit of grace. Like it's really hard and it's really like, it's interesting because all the kids are like wearing the same things, but then my daughter tries to wear it, and then I'm like, okay, we're never wearing that again. Unfortunately, we made that mistake in front of the whole world. And she's, usually a girl that dresses like a tomboy most of the time, and she wanted to try something that her friends were wearing and went to the same place that they went to, and they all got these, outfits, and then she wears them, and it's just like, okay, wait, maybe you can't wear that. And so as a mom, you're kind of like learning at the same time.
That is so sad. Let me tell you something. Y'all ain't worth you know what? If you get your grown tail self online and bash this kid about what she wears, or even bash her mother. At the end of the day, I respect y'all opinions or the people's opinion because my crown kings and queens, we don't roll like that. Okay? We got more class than to talk about a child. But for those that do, that's just horrible. That is horrible. Why would you even have a say so about somebody else's child? It's not your child, so what do you care? Whatever. If she's not worried, why should you be worried? And I'm with Kim. Give her a little grace. She's a single parent with a crazy ass daddy, and so she's doing the best that she can with a very creative child that, hell, in my opinion, acts just like her father. So y'all give her some grace. Let me know what you guys think about this interview. And again, make sure you guys go over to the Call Her Daddy podcast and check out the full interview and drop down in the comments and let me know what you feel about how hard it is for Kim to co-parent with Kanye West, North's reaction to you guys' comments, and also the interview in itself. Again, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, and I will check you all out on the other side. Y'all take care. Peace.